welcome to Prison Architect. I have done this 5 times now. Welcome to the first chapter, which is called Death Row. Hopefully my computer will blue screen of death. I will toss that little snippet out later. But yeah, this is finally fully released. I played this game back when it was an alpha, and it was slowly updating. I think the last update I played was when they put in the brand for Cell Block C, or Cell Block D. And it's like, well, we're not going to come out with any more updates for a long time. Well, crap, I've been playing. That was years ago. Oh, no, I was in college. But anyway, so, I'm going to attempt to do voices. No guarantee that they're going to be any good. And there is a reason my head is not in a corner, it's in this little spot. You'll see in a moment. So I'm going to attempt to do voices while actually on camera, so this is going to be interesting to say the least. And hopefully everything is recording properly and not getting staticky.
This is a tough one. There's a prisoner incarcerated at this facility who's been convicted of a double murder and sentenced to death. That's where we come in. We've been contracted to construct an execution chamber in time for the guy's big day.
I apologize if I butcher, I'm not very good at on-the-fly reading.
This is where I want the new facility to be built. The first step with any project like this is to construct the building itself, with enough space inside to fit an execution room and a holding cell. So let's get started. Construct a new building here. You will also need an entrance to the new execution facility. Build a large jail door to the south wall.
Okay, so basically I think every single chapter, every single chapter, is kind of like a tutorial. And now what?
Your workmen are responsible for the construction of buildings. They'll collect the steel and concrete from this store and take it to the construction site. They'll use those raw materials to build a foundation and framework of your new building. This is the slowest part of construction, so you should plan ahead until you get the sequence. Well, wait, take a look around. WASD of the building to move around. The mouse wheel should be in it.
If you click the mouse wheel, oh, it doesn't do it now. Well, why did it do it? Anyway, so zoom out with the mouse wheel. I would advise, if you're gonna play this, I would highly advise. Well, I already built the building. Done it. What are we missing? Missing something. What? There we go. It's gonna get there eventually.
Inside the building, I want a cell and an execution room. Partition the space by constructing some brick walls.
I just realized I'm gonna have a really difficult time later on. But the reason I'm doing this so easily now is because I've already played through this game. Originally, by the way, this chapter 1 was originally the tutorial. So, and here's a cute little thing you can do, because usually you have to wait on these guys to come over here and unlock it. I'm just going to lock it over for now, so that way these guys can get in and out a lot easier. So yeah, and just gotta wait on your guys to finish up. What I'm doing over here is just hitting the fast forward button. so we can get this over and done with.
Now add large jail doors to those dividing walls. You can rotate an object placement by clicking the middle mouse button or press R.
I prefer to press R. Solely because R and rotate. But anyway, I have, again, this first chapter was originally the only tutorial that you got in the entire game. Again, this is back when it was in alpha. Feels kind of weird being able to talk about a game you played while in alpha. It just seems strange to me. Alright, if I remember correctly, I'm gonna need a bed. They're gonna want a window. A couple other things. You'll see eventually how cruel I can be. So, yeah. I have interesting views about prison. So, have I ever been in prison? No, thankfully.
That's looking good. We now need to designate rooms within those spaces. Designate a cell in the smaller area where a condemned inmate will live. Then designate the execution room itself in the larger area.
Alright, so go over here to rooms, cell. Your minimum requirement is this. And when you start actually building a prison, that's usually what you're going to go for. Alright, so.
These new rooms have requirements before they become functional. The cells need a bed and a toilet. The execution room requires an electric chair.
So, hop into objects, and for example, if you can't find an object, and you'll see this later on, while I'm working on it, you can actually use the little search bar down here to find the item you're looking for. Thing is, you really have to pay attention to what it's called up here. You have to. Lock open, and lock open. Yeah, of course, silly phone calls, tricks are cute. I think if I remember correctly, there's supposed to be a bookshelf in here, but I'll wait till it says something. Wow, that's a shock. But anyway, let's go ahead and fast forward this. I'm fairly good about it. Wow, that's not bad. I actually managed one time to get my cash flow up to 11 grand.
That's the essentials taken care of, but there are still a few improvements you could make. It's up to you, though. These aren't strictly required. It depends on how much you care about your prisoners and their environment.
Considering I showed you guys the minimum requirements, I usually don't care too much.
The cell itself can be improved with an outward-facing window and a small bookshelf. The facility will look better with higher quality floor material, like wooden floorboards or mosaic tiles.
Fudge butter, I don't care.
Outside, you can add some lighting and a paved pathway if you think it needs it.
And here comes the hard part.
This is the man in question, Edward Robson, the teacher once, would you believe? Got up, placed it aside if you need it. Boss made that decision. The lawyer made that decision. Just like the job. Once you're satisfied the facility is ready, prisoner transfer. Click on the Polaroid in this cell to initiate the transfer.
Alright, so I'm actually going. One benefit, you can scroll all the way out and then you put your mouse over where you want to go in. I've set this up so you can't see my mouse, but you can. Well, sometimes you can see my mouse. Depends on the time of day. At night, I've noticed. generally put it on the triple just because it goes way faster. Alright. Oh yeah. Let's do this in mosaic tile. Just do the whole darn thing. Beep. Because why not? Well, why is that spot not done? Oh. Alright, and down here. Oh, let's let this thing go.
Don't shed a tear for this guy. He's a stone-cold killer, guilty as charged. He even confessed. Want to hear his description of what he did? It's juicy stuff. It was around 11 p.m. The lights were already on. I knew she would.
Nice censorship there, prison architect. What's really bad is this reminds me of a Larry the Cable Guy joke. It's morbid, but it does remind me of that.
Please, Dave, yes, me. Deserves every vote he's gonna get. All men deserve forgiveness, even him. Are you so sure in yourself that you can deal out such final judgment? Catching your wife with another man is no excuse for what he did. And he went there with a loaded gun. No one can find him together. That double premeditated murder.
He's done nothing but cooperate with the authorities. This state is making an example of him. If he committed his crime 100 miles north, he'd be looking at life imprisonment instead. How is that justice?
Do you want a guy like this running free? I'll sleep just fine tonight when I know he's gone.
That sucks.
Good work so far.
Not a good habit. However, there is
one problem. The execution room isn't functioning yet because it doesn't have any power. We need to connect it to the electrical supply.
Oh, bugger. That's right. I'm gonna bring it down through a certain way.
We're now viewing the prison and utilities mode, which shows us the electrical wire and layout in the entire prison. Each building in the prison is connected to the power grid by these thick underground electric cables.
Oh yeah, this.
Power is provided to the prison by this substation, which draws electricity from the national grid.
It's about to get funny.
As you can see, this entire wing of the prison cells without power. All the lights are on. To fix this problem, we first need to switch it to utilities mode to understand why the lights are without power.
Basically because the cable doesn't reach that far.
The nearest electrical cables are too far away. Our engineers can't complete the wiring in this area. Extend the electrical cables nearby to cover this wing
utilities is this little spigot, like you would see in Monopoly. Blah, 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 blah. Monopoly. So, and it'll rotate itself in this regard. So, since I know what's gonna happen, I'm still gonna let the tutorial tell me what to do, even though I know what I'm supposed to do next. It's grab the capacitors and put them around this, so this thing can actually handle it. But I'm just gonna let the tutorial tell me, solely due to the fact that I don't want to run into any bugs that I'm gonna have to restart the chapter for. It's stormy here today, so. Also, I am going to try to be as clean-mouthed as I can. I'm gonna try. No guarantees today. Because this is a pretty family-friendly game, despite the graphics. Or, despite the subject matter.
Lights aren't the only thing that needs power. Your new electric chair does too. Use the power cables to connect the execution facility to the power grid.
Oh crap. I jumped the gun.
The electric chair itself is a special type of electrical item. It requires its own dedicated power line. You need to connect it up directly with the main cable.
It's like several other items as well. Okay, good. I didn't hit a button.
We're almost done, I think. We should test the new execution room at least once before we try to use it, though. I'm just gonna turn it on for a few seconds, make sure everything is okay.
That was horribly mistimed. Boop.
Well, that didn't work.
No shit. Sugar bits. This is gonna be a lot harder than I thought. Restore.
Looks like we drew too much power and tripped the circuit breaker in the power station. The old prison is dark. We're going to need more juice to be able to handle the power spike that the electric chair generates.
I was about to say gives off.
First, we need to turn the power back on. This is a two-step process. Switch the power station back on by clicking on it, selecting switch on in the menu that appears. Then build 3 more capacitors so we have enough power capacity to handle the electric chair. Once you've done that, test the electric chair again by clicking on it and selecting switch on in the menu.
I find it hilarious that I could sing Gaston's part in his key, or at least close to it. But when I try to do a normal male voice without singing, I have such a difficult time. Alright. Right. And it's regular left click, not right click. I keep forgetting that. Alright. So, gonna have to wait until those things get installed. Alright, so. Alright, and now we can test the chair again. Alright, works.
Well done. I believe we're finished with this job. What happens now is out of our hands. We did a professional job, and that's important in our business. Try not to worry about what happens next.
What happens next is depressing. Seriously, remember. No, usually, yeah, rarely if ever hear about alcohol. Anyway, this is right after I killed those two. So we know the woman, who the woman that's